Today we're looking at adding mixed numbers. The first thing we need to do to ensure success is we need to make sure that we find common denominators. We have to make sure that our bottom numbers are the same. Be sure to change that numerator if you change the denominator. If you had to make some sort of adjustment to the denominator, you need to be fair, or that means whatever you did to the bottom you need to do to the top. And only after you've done that are you able then to add the fractions and the whole numbers and get your answer. Here we're going to take a look at a question here. We have 4 3/7 plus 3 3/7. Now I wrote the same problem. I have one stacked up vertically and I have one lined up horizontally. It really becomes a personal preference as to which one you like. There's benefits to both. So let's go through, we'll work through these problems. Now the first thing we need to look at is our denominators, and we have 7. So we're good to go. Our bottom numbers are the same, so now we are able to add. We have 3/7 plus 3/7 is 6/7. And then we have 4 plus 3 is 7. Works out quite nicely. Some people like this, lining them up horizontally, because you can see the denominators a little better. Again, they're still both 7s, and when you add them up, you can do the fraction and fraction, which 3/7 and 3/7 is 6/7, and then you can do your whole numbers. 4 plus 3 is 7. So there you go. We get 7 and 7, 6. This one was a nice one to start, or we had common denominators already. Let's take a look at our next question. This question reads 5 1/6 plus 3 2/3. Now the first thing I need to do is check my denominators, and we have a 6 and we have a 3. Now we're going to have to change. Alright, so I'm thinking here, this 3 I can actually turn into a 6, which is kind of nice because I can leave my 5 1/6 alone. I can do that by multiplying the bottom by 2, so 3 times 2 is 6, and then whatever I do to the bottom I need to do to the top. So now I'm going to rewrite my fraction here. I have 5 1/6 plus 3, and my new fraction here, 2 times 2 is 4, and 3 times 2 is 6. So now I'm ready. Now, just like our last slide, I have my common denominators. We have our 6's, so now I can add my fractions. 1/6 plus 4/6 is 5/6, and then we do 5 plus 3 is 8, and we get our answer 8 and 5/6. Let's take a look at our next question. Our final problem that we're working on today is 7 1/7 plus 2 3/5. First thing we need to do, let's check those bottom numbers. Alright, we have a 5 and a 7. They're definitely not the same. There's no way to make a 5 into a 7. We talked about previously some ways to figure out common denominators, and one of the easiest is the quick common denominators, or we just go ahead and multiply them. So down here I'm going to do times 7 times 7, and up here we're going to do times 5 times 5. And we can rewrite our new fractions here, and we have 7 and 5/35 plus we have 2 and 21/35. Now again, if you're not liking this vertical as I'm doing this problem, then we'll definitely take a look, and again, it's personal preference. There's no right or wrong way. If you like stacking them, great, or if you like horizontal, that works too. So now we have our bottom numbers are the same. We can add our fraction. 5 plus 21 is 26 over 35. 7 plus 2 is 9. Our answer is 9 and 26/5, or 35ths, sorry. Now for the horizontal one, I'm going to group my numbers together a little differently to try to make it a little easier. I'm going to turn this into two little problems. There's my whole numbers plus my fractions, which would be 1/7 plus 3/5. Now we already know, and we already talked about the fact that 5 cannot go into 7, 7 can't go into 5, so we will go ahead and multiply those. Now if you remember previous discussion, we can cross multiply. This will be a 5, this will be a 21, and then that last one we do 7 times 5. So we get 5/35 and 21/35. Our final step then, we can add both these pieces. We have 5 35ths plus 21 35ths, 26 35ths, and 7 plus 2 is 9. The biggest thing on these questions is you have to make sure that you don't forget about the whole numbers. Too many times, kids will do all of the right work and they forget about the whole numbers, so they would have just stopped at 26 35ths. I hope this helped.